Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of Leviathan week. Obviously day 1 didn't go quite according to plan. It was a little bit kind of more work than I was expecting to get through these Tyranids. So I decided to of course switch tactic and give the Tyranids 2 days. So I'm back here on Tuesday, second day, to get through the rest of the Tyranids. That's my goal for today, and then I'll have 3 days left for the Space Marines. If you'll notice, I don't have all of the Marines sprayed. I basically got to this squad, which is my last squad, which was the squad of Stern Guard, and I ran in a black spray, which was a bit of a disaster, but have no fear. I have since ordered 4 more cans, and they are ordered straight from Air Hobbies, which is a hobby shop here in Ireland. If you are in Ireland and you do love the hobby and you ever get stuck like that, I thoroughly recommend Air Hobbies. If you get your order for over €60, they send it next day. So I realized I was out of spray yesterday. Today I have 4 new cans in the studio. So for someone like me who this is really important and I can't really do without it, it's an absolute lifesaver. Great range of models, great range of paints, really nice guys. This isn't a paid spot or sponsored video or any of that jazz. I just really like what they do, and I thoroughly recommend that you check them out if you get the chance. Okay, with that out of the way, like I said, I'm going to get through the rest of the Tyranids today. Where they are currently at is here on my paint station. As you can see, they've all got the skin done, minus the Volibus pink stage, which we do a little bit later. The last thing I did yesterday was, well, on camera, was get the first coat of Stegadon Scale Green on all of their armor. But then off camera yesterday, I got the first coat on their bases. So the what is it, the Skin Blight Dinge, the Ashen Grey, sorry, got on all the sand on their bases. So that stage is also done, which would have taken a little bit of time. So yeah, I'm feeling good about where they are. I think I'm going to go along and dry brush the rest of their bases now, get the rims all neat and tidy in black, and after that then I'm going to start working on the next 2 stages on the carapace, then some Volibus pink, teeth and eyes, and then we're pretty much there. So yeah, wish me luck. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing even more content from me, my Patreons do get an extra video every single week, and they get access to a private Discord server. So huge thank you to all those guys that do support me, and if you're interested, there will be links to that below. All right, now let's get painting some Tyranids. Well, what can I say about day 2 of Leviathan week? It for sure, once again, took a lot longer to get through the Tyranids than I was expecting. It was more than 2 full days of work to get through them all. Obviously, day 1 I got to a fairly decent point, and I was quite happy with how they were looking. Thinking there was going to be less work to do today, which I was very mistaken. So the first thing I did is I finished off basing them. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I did do the Ashen Grey over all of them last night so that it would dry really kind of solidly. And be another thing to hold that sand on. I actually don't use sand pretty much anywhere else anymore. When I do armies, it's all texture pastes because I just find it a lot easier to work with and I get nicer results. But the previous 6,000 points of Tyranids that I'd already painted that I'm matching to the scheme have this sand and painted up this way kind of basis. So I'm trying to match in with that. So I had to do 2 dry brushes, Mechanica Standard Grey and Administratum Grey, on their bases, and then I did the rims of the bases with black paint. I did 2 coats of that to give them nice smooth black rims on all the miniatures. It was very much production line mode with that, and just got to get through it. Even this stage took me longer than I expected. I did not think that I would be sitting here for an hour and a half getting the bases done. I should have thought that way. And then if you include what I had to do at the end of the video, which was add the snow texture, which probably took another 40 minutes, we're talking about over 2 hours to get the bases done on these guys, which for some reason my brain just didn't factor into doing them. So let that be a lesson to you. Think about the miniature as a whole, all the different steps you have to take. I used to make the same mistake when I was starting a video. I would wake up in the morning and be like, today I'm going to do a video on this, and the miniature wasn't built. And I was like, I'll get it built and sprayed in the first hour, and then suddenly an hour and a half, 2 hours of the day would be gone, and I'm still building away because some models are that complicated. So I've allowed myself to never let that happen again. So every time I need to do a video, the miniature is built well in advance of me actually doing any filming, which is super helpful. So here is the 2 coats of black going on all the miniatures, and then that's a really nice point. Now was another really slow. I did think that this was going to be faster. This is the Altioch blue stage where I layered up across all the carapace. It really makes the miniatures pop, gives it that kind of ice field look. But it just took hours. It just took so long. I really did think that today was going to be an easier one, and I was like, maybe I'll start some Marines in the second half of the day. No, it is. As I'm currently doing this voiceover, it is 7:27. That's what my computer says. My Twitch stream tonight starts at 7:50. So, yeah, this is how much to the wire I'm getting. So, pray this voiceover gets done in time and it gets exported in time for me to go live. And so this can go on when my Twitch stream ends. So, yeah, that's the kind of timeline I'm after wrapping around myself and half killing myself. But I know the Marines are going to be a little bit slower to paint, so I definitely wanted a minimum of 3 days to get through them. You see tabletop time video playing in the background. Love that channel. Space Bears. So yeah, as you can see, I just soldiered on and soldiered through with that Altiac blue stage. It was definitely something that just took a lot of time, but I knew that this was the kind of stage of the painting where I wanted to take my time to make sure I got a really nice result, because it is what's going to make the miniatures pop. It is this highlight plus the Doombull brown and all the recesses that really make the scheme what it is. So although I didn't like how much time it was taking, I didn't want to rush myself. So as you can see here, it is on one of the larger models, sped up by quite a lot. And as you can see, I'm going between all the different panels. But I've said this in previous videos about painting Tyranids. I don't want any smooth coats. I don't want any solid coats. I want it to look mottled and alien and, natural. If it's just this solid block of color, then it's going to look artificial, which is not what I'm trying to achieve. So with that, it was more of like an overbrush / feather to kind of get the results that I wanted. So that's what I think ate up the time. This miniature is an absolute beast. I love it. And then another one that I spent as much time as I kind of wanted to on. I didn't really rush myself, because I knew this guy was going to feature on the channel quite a lot in battle reports and stuff. So I got to give him his time, make him look pretty. Having said that, even with this entire project finished to where it was, I definitely think I'm going to go back and add a little bit more work to some of the miniatures in the near future, because there definitely are stages of it that I rushed just a little bit. This is that Doombull brown stage I was talking about. As you can see, each and every model gets a watered down coat of Doombull brown, and it's painted between all of the shells of all the carapace. Once again, to give it that natural kind of alien look to it, and to break up the huge big knot of blue paint. So I got to this point, and I think this was about lunchtime. Was when I took my lunchtime is when I got the Doombull brown stage done, and then yeah. I would like to say it's lunchtime on day 2, but it is not. It is much later in the day than that, and I am still painting Tyranids. And I'm going to continue painting Tyranids for a little while longer. I've got a couple hours to kill before my stream starts at 8 o'clock. And I think I'll be basically up to the wire painting and editing this video. So no break for me today until after the stream anyway. So yeah, let's hope I have a little bit of energy for that Twitch stream. But where I am currently is they are looking good. Every single miniature is basically to the stage where all the skin is done, all the carapace is done, including the Doombull brown and all the crevices. There's basically only like 2 stages left really. That's the Volupus pink on all of the soft bits, so elbow joints, wing membrane, the brains of the tyrant, and some of the weapon bits and pieces need to get some of that Volupus pink. And then basically some claws and then some snow effect on the bases, and then I would be happy enough to call them there. So whether or not they get finished today all depends on how quickly the Volupus pink stage gets applied. I'm tempted to be a little bit cheeky and leave it off the gaunts and the spindle spike gaunts, spindle gaunts, spike gaunt, the smaller gaunts, and just focus on the characters and the barb gaunts. So I may just do that just so I can get them finished off for today, and then come back and add that Volupus pink to some of the smaller creatures a little bit later. But I will check in again at the end of my painting progress to let you know how I got on. So yeah, if you think I'm working hard enough, I deserve a subscription. Hit that button. Okay, so from here it was time to move over to stages like the Volupus Pink and apply the Volupus Pink to the kind of soft area. So where I've started applying this paint, which isn't in my previous Tyranid schemes, it wasn't even on the Screamer Killer to be honest, is where all the joints are. So if you think about where your elbows and your knees are, anywhere where the armored bits get a bit soft, I've started to paint in with this Volupus Pink, and I think it really does add something to the paint scheme. My Von Rein's Leapers were the first ones to use it on, and I loved it. And then I used it on the Psychophage and absolutely loved it again. So I'm definitely going to go back and make sure that that is applied to all of the kind of joints on this entire force. And someone asked me in the comments, with this new stage you've added in, are you going to go back and redo it to all of your Tyranids? And the answer is yes, but it's not going to be all in one go. What I told him is, as I write a list, so let's say I write a 1,000-point list to play a battle report or a game, I'll take all the bits and pieces I want out of Leviathan, that will be 100% done. And everything that I add in, I'll spend a couple of hours touching up and making sure they have those stages to bring them up to the same level as the Leviathan miniatures. And I'll basically keep doing that, and over time I should get through my entire Tyranid collection. At least that's my hope. With this particular painting video, I didn't get to do the Volupus Pink stage on everything. I basically left the Gaunts and the Ripper Gaunts out of it for now. I did the Barb Gaunts, the Tyrant, the Warrior Prime, and I got them done. So like I gave all the brains that are on show, which are like the Synapse creatures or the Psychers, they got a coat of that Volupus Pink, and that really did help make them stand out and pop a little bit more. I then used some Rattling Grime and painted on all the claws and teeth and stuff like that. I like giving it a kind of a browny black look to getting those. If anyone's wondering what's playing on my right hand screen at the moment, I was watching clips of Sharp for hours today for some reason. Well, because it's awesome, that's why. But yeah, soldiered through all the teeth and claws and hooves across all the miniatures, got done with that coat. I'm really starting to see the end of the project at this point. And now it was time for the snow. I used the AK Interactive Textured Snow. And to be honest, this is the first one of the AK that I don't think matches up to the Games Workshop snow. The Valhalla Blizzard Textured Snow I think is a lot nicer than this. It didn't give me the same kind of pop that the Valhalla Blizzard did. It looks a little bit dull. So I don't know whether I'll go back and use the AK Interactive one again. Tell me if I'm using it wrong somehow, but when I put it next to the Psychophage and the Screamer Killer and stuff that I used the Valhalla Blizzard on, the Valhalla Blizzard definitely looks nicer. So maybe I need to put another coat on, but I don't think I should need to put another coat on, if that makes sense. Now, I don't actually like snow bases all that much. It's only my Tyranids that have snow texture paste, so I don't mind if I have to go back and use some Valhalla Blizzard, and maybe getting distracted by Sharp while I should be painting. Maybe that's why it took so long today. Yeah, like I said, maybe I'll stick with Valhalla Blizzard for these guys. I might go on and put some patches of them on to finish off the project and make them match in with the older Tyranids just a little bit better. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's a bad idea, I don't know. But every single other AK Interactive texture paste that I've used has been unbelievable. And it's definitely something that I'm going to continue to use moving forward. So, Half Dead and Delirious, I'm finally done. Okay, day 2 of Leviathan week has officially come to a close with a semi-successful day. It took many more hours than it was supposed to, but I now have the entire Tyranid side of the Leviathan box set painted up and ready for the tabletop. That means that I am free and clear to start the Marines tomorrow. I think it looks like a really nice little force. Really happy to see it all done. And yeah. So tomorrow starts with the Space Marine side of it, which are going to be joining my Flesh Tearers force. And I'm going to be starting tomorrow off probably with something a little bit more fun. So I'm going to probably do the remaining 4 Terminators, the Teleport Homer, and one of the characters tomorrow, I think, is my goal. So yeah, I'm going to have some fun with that and take my time and enjoy it, and maybe not take 12 hours like it took today. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you give it a like. If you're enjoying the series, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're not already done that. And generally just thanks for watching, sticking around, and thanks for enjoying the series. And I will see you in tomorrow's video or my Twitch stream, which starts in like an hour. So, ooh.